Now in this video, what we will cover is making your own color schemes for your personal character designs. In this course, we are going to use characters inspired by the Snow White universe. There's 3 different characters here that we are going to paint: the dwarf, the huntsman, and the evil queen. In addition to showing you how to use color schemes, I'm also going to show you the process for painting your characters very quickly. We're not going to worry too much about making our characters look perfect, but rather finding out a way to make color schemes that are harmonious. And once we've established a color scheme we're happy with, in the next step is when you would actually go ahead and start finalizing it with detail and stuff. But in this course, we're simply just going to be focusing on adding color and making it work. In a previous course, I had done an illustration of my Snow White character that you see here. She is a finished character design that I had done, and the color scheme that I had used for her was purple, and red. Now, the color scheme that I've used is quite dark, as you can tell. I used the deep reds and warm purples more around her clothing, and I used the actual red color when I wanted to bring a focal point to her, like for her lips and the apple that she's holding in her hand. And the more purple color I used, which is a little cooler, I used on her hair and her eyes. I wanted these colors to recede back into the character and not be too much of a focal point. Now let's begin with painting our dwarf first. The color scheme that I'm going to select for this little guy is going to be the triad color scheme. So I think what I want to do is let's start with using a purple, and to keep an equal distance between my colors, it'll be green and orange. Now, when making the decision to pick your colors, make sure that you decide on which one you want to be more dominant. And then the second color is going to be more supportive of this color. It's going to be more in the background. And finally, the third color is just going to be used to add accents, nothing more. Now on a new layer, making sure that my layer is under the overlay filter, I've selected a skin tone in the orange part of my color wheel, but much more on the lighter side. We're going to call this an orange tint because we've added white to it. And now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in all the color. And just, you can kind of play and decide which one works. In this case, I'm just going to leave mine on overlay. Start by painting all over the entire face. The good news is when you use the overlay filter, if you go outside of your colors or your gray character, it won't really show underneath the white. So don't worry about keeping it clean. Just paint in roughly. And I'm going to go ahead and erase out the parts where the beard is, because we don't want that to look very orange. For this character design, I'm going to make orange the dominant color because I'm going to kind of cover up his whole face as well as parts of his outfit as well. Of course, once I start going in there and really painting and fine-tuning it, certain parts of it will be more saturated and some will be unsaturated. But what I want the overall dominant color to be will be orange, but in different tones. And of course, the supportive color is going to be green. It is a very sharp green. I've essentially kind of just color picked it from there. But you can play with it and make your own decision. In this case, if you think the green might be too dominant, you can add some black to it to make it a shade darker, or you can add some white to it to make it a lighter tint. Now again, my layer that I'm painting on is overlay, but in this case what I've done is I'm turning the folder into overlay. That way I can paint in different layers and they won't kind of overlap on each other. So, make sure you make that adjustment if you're going to be working within layers in your color scheme. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a purple. I'm just color picking from the color wheel right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint in his pants. I'm not going to be adding too much purple on my character. He's generally a jolly character, right? He's not overly dark and sullen. In a previous course where I covered the shape language and character fundamentals on design, the dwarf character is going to be more friendly. So therefore, I want his dominant color to also be much more friendlier. So the purple, I'm not going to add it too much on him, maybe just on the pants and a little bit on the anvil and collar. That's about it. Whereas the rest of him is going to be more orange. And now I'm going to be selecting the same orange color but slightly darker. And I'm just like adding in some accents on his clothing and maybe a bit on his suspenders. And I'm not really thinking too much about it. It's more like whether I feel that it looks good. Whether you think it works or not, you can always add purple instead of orange, whatever you prefer. I would recommend feeling it out and seeing if it works for you. There's many variations I can do of this character. I could have made his shirt purple. I could have made his pants green. So, go ahead and play with it. In this course, I'm only going to be showing you one variation for this character, but you can go ahead and try your triadic color scheme, but with different takes on it, where purple could be the dominant color. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a few accents on the buckles, as well as, adding some brown to the handle of the anvil. But see, brown is essentially a much darker shade of orange, so it's kind of cool. Now on a whole new layer, doesn't have to be on the overlay filter, I have selected a darker purple and I'm just going to go ahead and just start adding in some shadow. I'm just bringing in the painting to life. Right now it had a very flat 2D feel for it and looks a little messy. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up. And, as you're painting, you will realize that maybe things look too, what's the word, like color picked. It's almost like, purple pants, green shirt. So as I'm painting, it's going to be like a layering process where I will be, adding hints of green here and there, or purple will slowly seep into the collar area. So, it won't be completely graphic looking. It doesn't have to be. It depends on whatever style you want it to be in. The style that I have my Snow White in, there's a lot of shadow, but it still has a flat vectory feel to it. So you have to decide, based on your own stylistic preferences, how you want to paint this. Now while I still have my orange on hand, I'm going to bring in a little bit of warmth to his face using that same orange color. Now I want to move my Snow White character closer to my dwarf character. She's essentially the template that I'm basing every design on, so I want to make sure that when I'm painting that I don't over render too much or make him look too 3D, because it really matters that my characters look like they're from the same universe. Now his beard is looking a little too gray right now. It's not really fitting in with the character or the color scheme, so he needs a little more hue. So we're going to go ahead and just start painting in his entire beard and mustache area. Now with a green or a lighter green tint selected, I'm just gonna go in there and start adding in some lighting to my character so he doesn't look too flat. Now just selecting that purple, I'm just trying it out. I'm going to put a little hint of it in the collar. Let's just to see if it works. I want to, I don't want to have too many things that are popping out in one color too much. So if I can kind of blend it in a little more, I will try to do that. Now I just want to get rid of some of that heavy dark line that I have there. I think it's a little, I mean, you don't have to do this. I'm totally nitpicking right now. Normally I would keep this stage of my paintings really rough. But this is something you can decide to do if you want to do it. If it helps you kind of visualize your character a little better, then go all the way. But my recommendation is to keep it as loose as possible when you're doing it. Don't zoom in too much. Like I'm doing right now, I'm keeping it as zoomed out as possible so that I don't go in there and obsess over tiny, minute details. Now I want to just add a little design to the handle of my anvil. I think it looks a little too plain right now, so just a simple design to it. Now the green that I've selected, I'm just going to add a little bit of it into the shadow of the pants. Just to bring a little bit of it down there so it blends in. That way the pants don't look very purplish and it kind of, it brings a little more harmony overall. And I'm going to take a little bit of the orange and add it down to his shoes. As you can see, I've done a little web motif in there. So I think, you know, I want to add the orange so that I kind of have that all over the entire character. It brings the whole thing together. And I also just want to add a highlight on the beard now. I think it's a little too flat. Just looks like one very big square shaped dark shape on the character. So I just want to kind of lighten it just a little bit. And now I just want to add a small highlight to his eyes. Now I'm just going to paint over this dark line on his head up here. And I just want to lighten this area up here a little bit more. And I'm just going to select the purple again from his pants and bring back some of that to the collar, just so that we break up that heavy green color that we have going. And that's it for our dwarf. I'm quite happy with him, and for this one we use the triadic color scheme. Now in the next video, I'm going to paint my huntsman character and we will experiment with another kind of color scheme.